welcome. First time in English. Because of our special guest here, Mr. Anthony de Longis. Please welcome. And our newest team member of the Simo.Saurus. And please welcome in the team and here, Simon Soltau, Simo.Sol.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here.
Well, and the man who created all of this, Matthias Brinck. Welcome.
Thank you.
Heavy hangs the mantle on the head that wears the crown.
Oh, that is so true. Very Shakespearean, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we're here with my bad English. I try my very best, but I got 3 people who speak English. A little bit.
Almost fluent.
Well, we here and want to talk about just a little bit of the Grayskull convention, and we're nearly the end, and we have not so much time, so let's talk about the convention. Matthias, are you satisfied with the convention?
I'm extremely happy how it all went. We had lots of visitors, we had lots of fun, we had lots of great panels. We had only 1 or 2 people who couldn't make it. Unfortunately, James Etok couldn't make it due to sickness. Other than that, it was absolutely great, a blast, and Anthony here provided us with some very hands-on experience and great panels and fighting techniques and personal recollections, so it was absolutely awesome.
Yes, there was a little accident in London with James. He couldn't be here. I hope you're fine. And hope we see you next year.
Yeah.
Next time.
Hope you're fine. See you next time.
Anthony, is this your first time in Germany?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to travel kind of all over the world. I've done roles and, on both sides of the camera, sometimes as an actor, sometimes as a weapons expert or a fight coordinator, in 13 countries on 5 continents. And it's been quite an adventure, but it's my first time in Germany, so I was very excited about that. So thank you for the invitation.
You're more than welcome. Anytime.
Well, because of our short time, I want to ask you just 3 questions. First of all, this was a great stage inside of Castle Grayskull, and we see a lot of levels in the halls. Was it really levels, or was it by green screen?
Oh, no. That is one of the things, as Dolph mentioned, Gunnar had showed me. I hadn't seen the DVD, about, the making of, in the background. And there was so much that I didn't really know about the He-Man universe, because I came in, and I got to create the role of Blade, who was a new character, which was quite wonderful. So seeing that and getting the history, but... as Dolph mentioned on the DVD, he says, one of the best things about the movie is it's pretty much all done in camera. There's a little bit with the laser whip, and the whip happens to be one of my specialties. I trained Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, I trained Harrison Ford, I trained Angelica Houston and Helen Barkin, and the whip fighters in the rundown along. But I said, please film me so that when you animate it, it will look like I'm actually working with a whip instead of a small handle, and it was a very good collaboration, so that worked great. The set was huge. Oh, what I was starting to say was Dolph said everything's done in camera, so that was very cool. The set actually took 2 sound stages, and they connected the 2, so the set was 2 sound stages, put together. And there were times, actually, one of the problems was the set was so big, it was hard to see all of it in camera. They actually couldn't get the camera far enough away to really appreciate just how mammoth it was and what a great job William Stout had done, with his production design and creativity and detail. It was very nice.
Are you aware to be the only human being ever that became a Masters of the Universe character? Yeah, it was your face, you were Blade. Yeah. With Dolph, first there was the He-Man figure, and then came Dolph, and he played He-Man.
Right.
And now you are Blade. There wasn't a Blade before, and of course there wasn't a Wilder as well, and a Karg, but these were rubber masks.
Yes.
And you are Blade. Your eyes, one eye was hidden, yeah. And but how's the feeling to create a new character from yourself?
It was really wonderful. I was very proud to have the opportunity. Gary liked what I was doing, so he pretty much left me alone. The role spoke to me. So I think my impulses and choices, were I'm very pleased with them, but they felt very natural to me. And I really enjoyed, I often say this, if you don't have a strong antagonist, you don't have much of a hero. And we know that, He-Man is the hero, and we know that He-Man is going to win. But, getting to play Blade, and I always thought, one of my favorite lines in the movie is, I've waited a long time for this. And I always thought that it was He-Man who had given me the scar and that I'd lost my eyes, so that I'm looking for a rematch. And then I had the unique opportunity to, double Frank Langella, as Skeletor in the final battle confrontation. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, and I got to be a strong antagonist for Dolph both times. So that was very cool.
In German audio play, Blade says, I lost my eye, and my opponent lost his life.
Well, I did not know that. See,
but it was
no one told me.
German audio plays, yeah. Of course, Blade was a figure in it.
Actually, Gunnar was telling me that, like the character, that James played, the cop, that he, Lubick, that he has a lot of lines that are very funny, that aren't actually in the English version, but that are in the German overdub. And I was kind of going, well, that would be fun. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, of course. I can imagine.
I want to ask you, how important was it for you that the sword fight between He-Man and Blade looks very good? Because I remember on a movie, it's a Cold Blade, but isn't Blade? Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Yeah. You know the scene at last? If
in
Blade
the first
fight
movie, the
across?
second movie, or the third movie?
The first.
First, yes.
The first. If you remember, it was just left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yes.
It looks awful.
Predictable. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. Yes, they're moving very fast. And I remember hearing we did all our own, and Wesley is a very talented martial artist.
Yes.
The other actor I like his work as an actor very much. To me, there is verbal dialogue, and then there is physical dialogue. That's what action is to me. Yeah. And I've trained very hard for many decades to be able to do both, because each gives you a level of credibility that's wonderful. I was a little disappointed, in that their fight didn't have more of a story and use a little bit more. It was just very fast. I was also a little disappointed, that Dolph and I had trained him for a month. He saw that, I had something that I could give him, and I wanted him to know that I was there to help him look great. Because, he's a tremendous athlete, and I thought he did a terrific job with the role. But, the swords is a different language. So I wanted him to be comfortable and confident, especially having a sword so big, and to help him learn to balance it so that the sword would become an ally instead of an adversary. It was just a little frustrating because I trained him for a month, then I did not see him for a month. There was no training, because he was busy shooting other scenes. And I kept saying to the coordinator, can I see where the location will be? So I'll come up with some ideas, and you and the director can tell me. And he's going, we'll have lots of time, we're going to be down, on location there forever. Well, the first thing we did when we hit that location was the fight scene. And I had about an hour with Dolph to go, okay, remember when I taught you this, we did this, and boom, okay, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. And then they wanted me to, cut up the, almost miss and hit the boxes, and, and then we're going to throw Sarat on you, and he's going to hit you in the chest. That's all real. We did all that. But I would have loved to have had more time. The same thing at the end with Frank. and the power staff, they sort of, oh, this will be good. And I put together some pretty nice choreography because I said, okay, I'm Skeletor, right? And they says, yes, yes. So, there's with the power staff, there's a lot of things. With a staff, it's like it's a staff and a spear and, a power head. And then you also have the other end. So you can thrust with it, you can strike with it, you can strike with it, you can, from all 8 of those angles that we talked about in class.
Yeah.
And then right before we shot, they said, oh, no, this is after the transformation. And as I said last night, they essentially gave me elk horns and then the New York skyline, which none of the things that I had choreographed would work. So, and then they were also having, I didn't know at the time, but financial problems. So again, we had to very quickly put together something that both Dolph and I tried to make as satisfying as possible, and Gary, of course. It was Gary who fought for us to have that last scene because he, Golden Globus were essentially, when they come together, they were going to do some special effects and that was going to be the end of the movie. And Gary says, no, they have to fight a little bit, but it's because of Dolph's, athleticism and ability that we were able to put something together, that I think is much more satisfying for the audience. But again, I wish we'd had more time. That's the difficulty of almost all movies, there's never enough time. But I'm very proud to be a part of this, to have created the role of Blade, and to have been able to work with Dolph both as Blade and then, of course, as a double for Skeletor. It was quite the adventure,
and it was inspiring for us.
Oh, thank you very much.
So,
well, let's come to you because we have not so much time. Too bad. But
trotzdem kommen wir nochmal zu mir.
yeah.
Okay. Well, please in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You're still asking me.
What did he call me?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Are you satisfied with your double feature? We was on the stage.
I'm totally satisfied. Yeah.
Yeah. And the crowd reaction and the crowd reaction. If you want to see more, just take a look at the YouTube channel of the Grayskull Convention,
yes.
or our channel. We also will have a video about it.
Yeah. Or Planet Eternia.
Planet Eternia.
Live stream. It was live stream. Yes.
Live stream. Well, we can take a look. If you take a look back, what do you say about of the entire convention, Grayskull Convention?
It was very emotional. Very emotional. Wie übersetzt man nah ans Wasser gebaut? Okay. I have to think about it. I'm really flashed. I'm still in flow, and our panel was great. It couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been better. Artworks were working, audience were great, and was a really great experience. The feature itself, so yeah.
Well, next year we will have a Grayskull Convention.
We will have a Grayskull Convention in August, and we'll publish the date very, very soon on Facebook, Instagram, and Planet Eternia, the usual channels.
Yes. Well, at last, you can win this DVD signed by our guest star here, and you can win a poster from Simo.Sol, and you will get all...
Still just a poster.
Just a poster, yes. You can win Simo.Sol himself. We will release what you have to do it in a lot of time, in a short time. So we must come to the end. Thank you for all, and see you next time. And thank you. And I hope you're coming back. See you next time.
It is a very long plane ride, but I had a wonderful time.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Gute Reise.
Good journey.